How's it going, guys? SBYGO back, and we got the main man, the leader himself. Getting, what'd you get? Like, first place, correct?
Yeah, first place undefeated. 4 rounds over at Storm Machine.
Uh-huh.
This past Tuesday, it was great. Good duels.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so let's get into this, yeah?
Alright, for sure. So I played ABCs. Alright. Shout out, first off, to Ryan for the wonderful tokens. These are great. They're not even tokens, they're just my tokens. But yeah, so I played ABC's Perfect 40, if I counted correctly. But in terms of names, 2A, 2B, 2C, you never want to go more than that, honestly, you don't need to. If you are at a point where you've gone through all of them, your ABC Buster Drake got like striked or something like that, and you can't bring them back and you're done for it, at that point you're losing no matter what. Like, you already have no resources. Other than that, the one, Conductor de la Union, shout out to Orlando. I'm pretty sure I got this one from Orlando. Shout out to Orlando for this one. It's great. It's wonderful since you don't know your effect, because I don't speak Spanish. I just do whatever I want. I'm just kidding. But no, this is pretty much your way to get through the hangers and all the unauthorized activations, because those have a thing where they pretty much, the Union monster you equip can't be special summon that turn, so you use this to activate his effect, pretty much re-equip a different one, so you can actually special it. Best field spell, this deck, honestly. 3 hangers. This is like the bread and butter. If you don't open this, it's really hard to play. You can get by if you have enough names and unauthorized reactivation in your hand, but if, like, let's say you don't have this, you have driver in your hand already, things like that, you already lost. It's pretty bad. Next I run 2. You don't need to run more than this, honestly. This is good enough. You don't want to see this later on. It's usually a card that I side up also. Game 2 and Game 3. Sometimes, depending if I feel like I need something that's gonna protect Buster Drake or something like that on like turn 2. You know, if I'm going first, I set this and I have Buster Drake on board, and I feel like I'm gonna get lightning stormed or like evenly matched. You can just use that, activate, attach a different ABC piece, and each one has an effect where if it's equipped, pretty much the monster equipped is unaffected by either spells, monsters, or trap effects, so it just helps protect it. But that's it for the ABCs. Next, the card that made this deck pretty playable, honestly, just helps extend. It's Negate, Regulus. Shout out to Fernando. So for this engine, I only run the 2, and then I run the 3 Coliseums, because this is actually really good. Like, one of the games I played at Storm King on Tuesday, I played Earth Machines, and this plus the Brave Engine, which I'll get to in a moment, literally just kept me alive for the longest time, because just Draco back and Fateful allows you to protect, and then this allows you to keep protecting, and then if they do happen to destroy something, you just get back King. And it just keeps reshuffling. It's great. So that's really good.
That's pretty busted.
It's really good. I honestly, sometimes I prefer having this up over Hanger, because Hanger only really works out if you're going into APC like after, or if you're gonna tribute ABC Buster Drake for the 3 pieces and protect some of them. But this usually, if they're relying on speeding over stuff, this really just keeps everything from being destroyed. But next, got the Brave Engine, triple Enchantress, Griffin. I only run 2 rights. I don't need the 3rd one. I wanted to make this deck 40. There's no point, honestly, of having a 3rd one, because if you're in a game state where you really need a 3rd right, you're probably really behind already. There's no point of actually going that far. You might as well scoop and go to the next game. The one Faithful Adventure, the one Draco back. This card, I love when people post, like, you have this in hand already. You don't even search it. They draw you whatever. They try to put up some floodgate, some crap like that. I don't know. Goes in match or skill game.
Literally, that's what happened.
Yeah, equip it, bounce it.
Yeah, done. You just bounce whatever.
It's so good. Like, Draco back is such an underrated card. Yesterday over here at San Isidro Games, I played against an Eldritch player, and he literally did no damage to me because I literally had Draco back and Fateful just defending me the whole time. So that was really cool. But in terms of like little one-ups now, this is like the honorary Fateful card, but this honestly is really good in general depending on your hand. So if you open up the Brave Engine already, You don't need a dump temple. You can use this to dump a piece, ABC, if you need an extra one. You have no way to get into that specific one. If you have a king in hand, this is really good. If you have king in hand and you have like one name, no hanger or anything like that, you can use this to send a name to grave, activate king effective special, and equip that whatever the one that you sent. Normal summon another one, special that from as the equip monster, and you just combo from there. So this, really good. Terraforming and set rotation as your wonderful, field spell. There's like, I run like what, 7 field spells in here? 7 field spells. You really need them to actually go through. Set rotation is really broken, especially if you open up Brave, because I did this to Ryan today. You pretty much set one field spell of yours, the other one on the other side. You use the one that you have to get your combo rolling, and then if you have the Brave Engine, you just use Draco back to bring back the other one that's set on the opponent's field, and now you have yourself a free field spell or a field spell that you didn't have originally. So let's say you only own up from this, no hanger, no Coliseum, just set both of them, bounce back the Coliseum once you're done using hanger. It's really good. The last field spell, Mystic Line. Card's busted. I only got 1. I'm not like people like Carlos who run like 3. Also, shout out to you, Carlos, for a lot of the core. He helped me get the core, which is really nice. But yeah, Mystic Line comes up a lot. I mean, there are games where I don't really know. It's really hard. You have to be able to differentiate, like, when is a good time for you to start playing versus when is a good time for you to wait another turn. Because sometimes if you wait another turn and you're undermined and your opponent just draws that one out, or he already has it out and now he has enough to combo and win, you kind of just have to know the difference. So Mystic Mind is a broken card, but sometimes if it's used by someone who's not really knowledgeable of what to do, it is a waste.
So you're saying, like, if you're not good...
If you're not good with Mystic Mind, then you
don't play it.
Don't play it. Just kidding. No, but seriously, it's a hard card to use. Yeah, it's good, but you have to think about the fact that you don't want to keep sitting on mind, and if your opponent is obviously not giving up, it's probably because 1, they either have more cards in the deck than you, or 2, because they actually have outs for it and they're just waiting for it. So you have to know when exactly to hop off the mind. And sometimes mine really hurts you because, like, let's say you just go 7 turns, 8 turns, and you don't even draw another field spell. You're stuck on your mind. Like, you can't do anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so last one of Combine. I wish I saw this more often. I feel like I never see this card, like, ever. And when I do see it, I don't get hand trapped. So it's like, it's just there. So, but
it's better to have it.
It's better to have it. It's good to see it. I just wish I saw it more and I was able to apply it more.
Yeah.
But other than that, moving on to some of the most important cards in this deck. I tried playing this deck without these cards. Don't do it. Pot of Prosperity is so needed because this deck bricks so hard. Sometimes you don't open up a name, sometimes you don't open up a field spell. I personally, 100% of the time, Pot of Prosperity for 6. I never do for 3. You're either going to go all in or go all out. Okay. Especially if you really need this to resolve, you can try baiting it if you have something to bait, but if you don't, I hate the feeling of doing this. It resolved. You only did for 3 because you were scared, and you draw 3 cards that literally didn't do anything for you. And then if you look back at your deck, you're like, oh wow, if I did 6, I could have gone to 7.
Yeah.
So sometimes, if this is the only thing you're banking on to go through, and you really need a card from the 6, just do it, because if you get Ash or something like that, and either way, you're still passing your turn. So you might as well just go for it. Next, 3 droplets.
Wow.
I know. Balo, huh?
Wow, I wonder where you got those.
I got it from my really good friend. He's great. But droplet, really good in the deck. This has won me a lot of games. More times than I can count. When you have this and you have multiple pieces in your hand, free ABC Buster Drink. It's so easy. It's so good. I played a game against Jared. I still lost that match, but I was able to play through so much just because of the prosperity droplet. Because I went for 6, I didn't get ashed, and I found the droplet, grabbed it, used it. I still lost, but it's because he was just way more ahead than I was, and I probably could have played it better. But either way, I was able to still play around most of his field. The thing I wasn't expecting was the branded punishment.
It was the punishment and planning.
like that trap card, I was like, oh wow, that's really good. I wasn't expecting it. So, but yeah, droplet really good. Helps you dump your names. Also, again, this one too. If you have a Regulus, you have one name, you want to negate something,
dump
free
it
Regulus.
and you get the effects.
Yep. And in terms for hand traps, other than Forbidden Droplet, 3 Ash, 2 Failure. Do I wish I had more? Definitely.
Yeah.
But 40 cards, you really need this deck to be consistent because it bricks way more than it should. But yeah, that's the main deck. I'm pretty sure that's 40. It might be 41. I don't even know.
Oh my god.
I haven't checked.
We'll have people check in the comments or something.
Let me know if it's 41 if you guys tried it. But first off, 3 Buster Drakes. This is like your boss monster of the deck. You can't run this deck and not have ABC Buster Drake. You need this. It's such a good card. Free banished, free bodies on board. It's wonderful. Cool little tech if you guys didn't know. This thing plays around skill drain like freaking amazingly. It's great. So how that works is that for that guy, if you're watching this, Isak from yesterday, how that works is because skill drain allows you to still activate your effects. So you activate his first effect, discarding a card for cost, targeting card on the field to banish, right? If that goes through, you can chain to tribute it, to special summon your 3 union monsters, and now that this card is in the graveyard, it resolves because it's not on the field anymore. And yeah, great. I love that combo. I did that yesterday and he looked baffled. It felt really bad, but I mean, it's just how it is. Clara, and whatever this card is, I only play this because Orlando told me to play it. This is only, if you ever have to go into this, you already lost because it's like, when do you ever only have one?
I mean, I think the main application is like, you draw one name, like B, then you
get it to search.
It sucks because it has to be main phase too.
Yeah, and it also has to be a normal summon monster.
Yeah, so you normal summon B, go into battle phase with whatever, then link it to climb into like whatever.
But that's like, you're still only sitting on this if your only option was to go normal summon B and attack. Yeah. You really have no other thing, like you're just sitting on this just to get the search, and if you survive till next turn, which most of the time you won't. Like this is good if you happen to have something else to do. Like if you have a Brave card, let's say they asked your Griffin or something like that, and you still have token, you can go into this, try to do something else, you can go into IP. Something like whatever. But you know, most of the time if you have to go into this, you're already behind. Other Link 2s that are really important, Platinum Gadget is like the most combo extended. He's the extender, he's great. IP, interruption on your opponent's turn. Her plus ABC Buster Drake is just really good because you have so many options of what to go into when you activate the effect to bring back ABC. So she's just wonderful. I know, it's only a gold rare.
Nice.
It sucks.
Not even the Ultra Art build.
Not even Ultra Art, yeah. Just regular. I bought this like really fast because I just needed it. Hulk. It's Hulk.
It's Hulk, yeah.
You know, I don't run enough tuners in the deck, but it does come up where if you can go into this, it saves you another way of OTK.
Yeah, it's fine.
Barricade board blocker. Broken. I actually like this card a lot. This card is really good. On summon, lets you discard a card, and then at the very end of the turn, it lets you get back a continuous spell, or a field spell. Sometimes people freaking Ghost Ogre, you're freaking Faithful. Bro, you go into this, discard something else, you get back your Faithful at the very end of the turn, and you discard, so you can go for Regulus, whatever else after that. Combo off. So those are the last of the Link 2s. All machines mainly. Got Unicorn and Celine for my Link 3s. Sometimes I really feel like I want to play Phoenix. Alright, is it Phoenix? Yeah, remember Phoenix?
Back row removal.
Yeah, because she or whatever there are duels where I want to be able to break back row really easily. Because like I think for the past week now, I think I've been hit by skill drain, goes in rivalry more times than I can count, and it's annoying. But I mean, I can still kind of play through it, but it really just depends on my hand. But yeah, so Unicorn and Celine just for shuffle back OTK practically. Appaloosa, access code for your Link 4s.
Of course.
You can't. This is Staples OTK. This is what wins. I only do this if I know that my opponent has, like, for example, if I'm playing Sword Soul, I'll go into this because if I know they haven't resolved any of the 10Es in hand, and you're able to do this for 4 materials, that's literally like 4 10E effects that they can't go through. Next, last one, my favorite card, honestly, for this whole extra deck, Underworld Goddess. Thank you, Ryan, for this card. Pretty sure he gave it to me. I don't even remember. But anyways, yeah, this card, so good. Helps, not only does it negate the effects of monsters on board when it's summoned, it also allows you to negate effects if they special summon from grave, unaffected by card effects. If you use IP on their turn with this card not only is it unaffected by card effects, but the only time that they can target this card for an effect and actually have it resolve is if it's not destruction because IP protects it. So good. Oh, also gets rid of dragoons and stuff like that. Hard to, or Boral and Dragon. Things like this can't be affected by stuff. It's great. Next, I run these two. I've barely got into these. Baguska, every time I go into it, I feel like it hurts me more than anything. But that's probably because I'm just dead. And then Ugaris, I actually really like this card. I've never used any other effect other than for the OTK, because sometimes you don't have enough to be able to go into ABC, but you have enough to be able to like link climb into X's code.
Right.
If you're able to at least have 2 more monsters on board and you 2 more names, and you go into this, you pretty much can OTK with X's code for like 10,600. But yeah, that's the
Extra deck.
extra deck, and then I'll go really fast for the side deck. Very standard. 3 nibs, 2 token collectors. This card's great. I mean, I still hate it, but it's a great card, let's be honest. 3 twins for all the back row decks. I play this over Cosmic because I need cards that allow me to discard. Because sometimes you just need to get an even grave to resolve stuff. Deep Barrier for Sword Soul, for Synchro decks, for fusions. Anti-Spell really for the Despias, and then Red Reboot for Eldritch and other trap decks that might be playing like that.
Sick.
That's pretty much it. I like this deck a lot. It's really fun. I do miss Sword Soul still. I still want to play it, but it's nice to be able to play something refreshing. Yeah. Shout out to Orlando again for a lot of the cards he got me. Shout out to Carlos for a lot of the cards he got me. Shout out to Fernando for Brave. No, sorry, the Therion Engine.
Stuff.
Therion stuff. Ryan for the wonderful, beautiful cards. He's my favorite person. I feel like I'm missing someone. I mean, shout out to Rudy, shout out to all of them, T-Man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. He has great content, great deck profiles. If you guys are in San Diego, make sure you guys check out Sandy Super Games. It's a wonderful place. We have tourneys here every Thursday and Friday, held by one of the best judges, Ramon. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, we have tourneys over at Storm King Gaming over there on National City, Plaza Boulevard. Also a wonderful judge by Eddie. So yeah, come by if you guys ever have a time, because it's good to play people, it's good to learn more, get better, bigger events. Yeah, shout out to my boys at Sbygo. You guys are great. Thanks for always supporting me. All right, that's it. Thank you guys.
Peace.
Like, comment, subscribe.